Unless you love the person that you are inside, losing those 30 pounds is not going to bring you the happiness that you think it will.
Hey friends, welcome to Keep It Simple Sexy. I'm Christine Bullock, founder of KO Body Care, certified fitness trainer and mom of 2 little girls who's just trying to juggle it all and feel as good as possible. I'm so grateful that you're here. Now let's get started, sexy. Hi, and welcome back to Keep It Simple Sexy. I'm your host, Christine Bullock. If you're bored and not getting the results from your typical weighted or high-intensity workout, or if you keep falling off track, you're going to want to tune in today. Today, I'm talking with the founder of Hollywood's hottest workout empire, which combines dance cardio, rebounding, and resistance training to get you results fast. And I've personally been to plenty of her classes and sweat the LBs away. Welcome to the show, Simone De La Rue.
Hi, thank you for having me.
What a gorgeous name, too, to go with a gorgeous human being. Little background on Simone. After a successful dance career performing on Broadway, London's West End, and her native Australia, Simone made a natural transition to the fitness and wellness industry, becoming a certified trainer, pre- and postnatal specialist, and a certified life coach. She works with the top Oscar stars, the top Grammy winners, supermodels, and moms. I've seen them all in her classes. And to create the most meaningful, joyful, and sustainable results, she is also the creator of Body By Simone, which Forbes named Hollywood's hottest workout empire. And you may recognize her from, just a little show on E! Called Revenge Body with Khloe Kardashian. You have accomplished so much, Simone. So I'm excited to talk with you today and see you.
Thank you. It's bizarre to hear it all back after the year that we've just come out of, where it feels like we've all been treading water for a year, It's like, yes. Oh, that's right. I did do some things before COVID.
So many things. And I mean, I started taking your classes even before you came to Los Angeles, way back in New York. And just when I would travel there for trips and stuff, I always loved to experiment and go to different classes, and fell in love immediately with your method of just the dance cardio. It was like easy dance cardio. Anyone could pick it up. The rebounding, loved the just like light resistance that you use with the bands to ankle weights and light weights. It was so much fun. And mostly it was just the joy that you and your instructors brought to the class.
Thank you. That's the most important thing for me. And I can't believe next month, in November, it'll be 10 years since I've started Body by Simone. So we're almost vintage now.
That gives me goosebumps.
I know.
I don't know what that says for a lot of things, if that's vintage.
Yeah.
So let's back it up and tell us, how this journey came about. I feel like a common theme for all of our guests is where they started from, kind of whether it's a health issue or something that they ran into really impassioned them to help others.
Yeah. So I was a professional dancer for 18 years on the West End and on Broadway. And I kind of had an aha moment when I was sitting in the dressing room and everyone was talking about the next audition, and I'm sick of putting my future in the hands of somebody else. I really wanted to take control back of my life. So I thought I wanted to start my own business. For years and years, people had said to me, oh, you're always so fit. You're in such great shape. How do you do it? And I was like, well, I just dance. It's nothing to me. It was nothing extraordinary. It was just that I was dancing every day. And then I also thought, well, why won't I bring this dance method to everybody so that all women could appreciate it and learn to love it and experience the joy of working out? Because from my experience, most women, hate cardio, including myself. Like, I don't like to run, I don't like to cycle, but I was still getting, but I was getting my cardio fix from the dance, from dancing. It was like, oh my goodness, like this, I'll find a way for women to enjoy doing cardio. So that was kind of, how it started. And 10 years later, here we are.
So where was your first location?
The first location was in New York City. I had that for about 3 years. And then I was traveling back and forth to LA because I had a couple of actresses that I was working with for films, and I was ending up spending more time in LA than I was in New York. And I thought, this is silly. And there's a need, and there's an audience and a business in Los Angeles. So then I opened my studio in West Hollywood. That was 7 years ago, I think. And then one in Brentwood about 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Love that one too. Tell us what really makes up your method. What makes it so effective? You know, you have the dance cardio, but you have these like little segments in each of your class that I love so much.
Yeah, I think it goes back to when I was a dancer, and when as a professional dancer, you have to do all styles of, literally go to the gym and do strength training, go to yoga, go to Pilates, do a bar workout. So, over the years of working as a professional, I'd actually taken little pieces of each little workout going, oh, I love that about bar. I love that about Pilates. That really resonates with my body, with strength training. And I kind of combined all of those things together to create the Body by Simone method, the perfect method that I loved. And so, you see results because it doesn't feel like a chore when you're doing this, and the music's pumping loud. You've got a room full of women in there all supporting one another. It really drives the energy through, and you feel excited and joyous, and you want to be there. So people end up doing the 55-minute class, and seeing results because they are actually enjoying it and not seeing it as a chore.
The time really flies by, like you said, because it's popping from one to the next, and the music is popping, in fact. So what are the benefits of a dance cardio? Some of your classes have rebounding. Some of them have the training. Does each have a different benefit for a client? Or is there, if they have a specific issue, like they want to lose weight or they want to tone up, is there one method that you start to stick with for them and focus on?
So we offer group classes, and we also offer private training. So I say to anyone who has any kind of injury or any issue that they want to really focus on, we always recommend them to have that one-on-one attention. But then as far as the group classes go, there really is something for everyone. The trampoline is a fabulous workout. That's a low impact cardio. So once again, if people have got ankle, knees, hips injuries, lower back injuries, we always, direct them towards the trampoline cardio workouts. If someone just wants to strengthen and tone, we'll recommend the full body workouts. If someone's looking to, drop a few pounds, and obviously the high intensity dance cardio workout is perfect. And then we have our upper body, low and lower body workout. So I've really tried to create something for each muscle group, for each level, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And I kind of for each need of each woman's body. I mean, this workout is catered towards women. We have 99% female audience. Yeah.
And with your app too, now, I mean, you started on DVDs and then obviously apps as well. It seems like you have so many workouts, especially through COVID, for women. What would you say to the woman that's afraid of dance?
Yeah, I absolutely. So many people are. And, I always say the first session, whether it's at home or if you come into the studio, my goal for them is just to stay in the room, just to complete the workout, even if you end up doing step touches in the back or if you're doing some jumping jacks. But just it is the first class, it can be a little bit overwhelming. And once you get through that, you give yourself a pat on the back and you think, oh, that wasn't so bad. I'll come back and I'll come back again. So I always say just the first class, just stay in the room, just stay with me. And then it definitely gets easier from there.
And I remember reading somewhere too that the combination that we have to learn, we can do a high intensity where we're jumping up and down and taking a break, or we can do it in the dance kind of version where you're having to remember a combination, but that it helps to I feel like it helps to tone down anything else in your mind, where I can still be thinking about my list when I'm doing a jump squat, but when I have to think about that dance combo, I can't. But also that it's very healthy and youthful for your brain, because not only learning something new, but it actually helps to clean out the gray matter of your brain. So like a workout for your brain as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you think about it, we're living in a world where instant gratification, we don't have much memory now because we're literally swiping and liking and looking. So to learn a dance that has 12 bars of 8 choreography, that's like 2 minutes long. Yeah, you are having to use your memory. They're asking now in a lot of elderly facilities for, the elderly to learn dance routines, to learn choreography because it is helping with their memory.
And there's something to the endorphins. The same thing, the rebounding for me with all of my injuries. I've always loved, because it's not just rebounding too. You take that dance cardio, so it's for my memory on the rebounder. Great for my joints. You use it as a ballet bar too. I'm just going to throw that in there because that's really fun. But there's something to that where I feel like the rebounding as well creates so many more endorphins. The thoughtful practice of the dancing with that for me creates so many more endorphins. Like you feel this really natural high after coming out of one of your classes.
Yeah, I always say that dance is my therapy. Like you never hear a story. You never hear a story of someone saying they feel worse after working out. But definitely, the good endorphins pumping through your body. It's an instant mood booster. It's going to put you in a great mood. It's going to energize you for the rest of your day. So it's a win-win.
Absolutely. So, okay, we were saying that almost a decade you've been doing this now. You're coming up very soon and longer because you've been a dance professional for so many years. I'm sure there's been an evolution in your own practice and then in working with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients, I'm sure. You've started to evolve into a new type of programming and offering really a full, well-rounded program for your clients of emotional, mental, and even spiritual practice in order to get them those physical results that they need. So why has this been something that's so important to you?
Yeah,
what have you seen?
Reasons. Yeah, a few reasons. I'll be 47 next month, and it's crazy to think, your body naturally changes. And I have a 2.5-year-old son. So after having a child, my body has also changed. My strength levels have changed. I find that
Mama. And everybody has to go on to the website too, because she is absolutely gorgeous, looks amazing. Looks so youthful and graceful. Yes.
So naturally, my body has changed and evolved. So my needs physically have changed. And then also coming out of COVID, where I found that, I nearly lost my business. My life's work of 10 years was closed for a large amount of time because of COVID. And so I really had to deal with depression, anxiety, and stress. So I needed to actually focus on taking care of my mental health first, as well, second to my physical health last year. And I know that so many of us were in the same boat. And so this new program that's evolved, Transformation from Within, is really looking at aligning the mental, emotional, and physical goals so that you can actually have your physical transformation that you want. I've been working for 10 years with different clients. For me, working on Revenge Body, we worked with contestants who were having to lose a large amount of weight, like 30, 40 pounds in 12 weeks. And so even though the show was a weight loss show about how quickly they can lose the weight, what for me and for my clients, what we discovered is there was something so much greater than the physical weight. The transformation over those 12 weeks was them actually looking inward and looking at what were their emotional blocks, what was getting in the way of them achieving their physical results. Why was their self-worth so low? Why did they not have any self-love or care practices? Because you can give anyone a meal program, you can give anyone a workout program, but unless they're willing to do the work, they're not going to see the results. And each person is different, but you have to get to the core of why that person stops them from being the best versions of themselves. So now my work is not only about let's look great in, how do you get red carpet ready arms being a celebrity trainer, but like rather than how exercise makes you look, I want to focus on how exercise makes you feel.
I love this so much. I mean, truly, that really is what exercise is there for. And it's taken that change, especially with social media, and the popularity even of trainers and all of that. And, focus on what we look like so much more at a younger age. But really, you and I both, we became dancers because it made us feel amazing. And then it made it feel amazing. So we love to teach it to people and help other people. And I absolutely agree, because I feel like I've even been there, and there sometimes currently of what is my emotional block, or why am I, this whole summer it's been a lot less working out, a lot of working, a lot of momming, and there are some reasons that are a main focus, but it's like, I had to dig deep and be like, why am I not taking care of myself in a manner that I normally have? And it was just stressors in my life that were blocking. But when you really hit it hard, and you just like, when you can figure that out, which most people don't have those tools to do, it can be pretty simple to say, oh, this is it. And it's not like, I think too, like, you don't have to change all those things right away, but to just make yourself aware of it. What are you doing in the program to help people transform mentally and emotionally? Like, how is the program outlined? I think I may need this.
Yeah. It's a 4-week course. So it's 4 weeks of tutorials, video tutorials for me, 4 weeks of workbooks, so journaling, and then 4 workouts. So basically, I'm asking people, to do the mental work, like the journaling, like to stand in front of a mirror, to look at themselves in the mirror and actually connect with themselves. So there's a lot of self-love and self-worth work. And then on top of that, it's the physical exercise. So, but as we're exercising, we're talking about, the negative self-talk or the negative self-beliefs, because they come in, when you're on like the 12th squat, and you're like, I can't do anymore. Like, what is the difference between you and I and somebody else when you and I push through to, 20 reps and 30 reps, and someone else stops at 10? Is it our mindset? Is our mental strength? So it's like looking at, changing the self-talk, the negative talk as well. So it's really fascinating. I could talk about it for hours, but I think, going back to, you and I work out for a living. We get paid to work out, and we've struggled. So I always think about how, everybody else feels, who this is not their job. This is our life, and we still struggle. So I think, gosh, it's so hard for everybody else.
And to find that motivation and really that focus of what's driving them. In the long term, I always say, like, the 6-pack may have been the thing when I was in my 20s. And especially as a fitness model, you're like, well, I got to.
Yeah.
But I so quickly lost that motivation and just didn't care. And it really, had to become about my health, especially for my family, it was like my boyfriend at the time, then my husband, and then, my 2 daughters, as the family grew, because I have to be the best person for them. And that's what really even just transformed me recently after the summer. It was like, okay, mommy needs to spend a little bit of time on herself to be a better person for you guys, because my stress levels are going up, and I need an outlet for myself.
Absolutely. And I think we as women have the mom guilt, because it's like,
Yes,
when you
totally.
have your own business, and you're trying to show up every day and be a boss and be a CEO, but you're also trying to show up for your husband and your children. There's so much stress and pressure put on us. And we talk about, like, the healthy balance. I don't think there is a balance. Like, one day I'm winning at the mum game, and the other day, I'll be more present, at work with my team. But it's really hard to do all of it all at once. And then at the end of the day, you're like, what did I actually do for myself? Did I even, I didn't do anything for myself, because I was so busy trying to take care of everybody. So unless your tank is full, you have nothing left to give. So we do have to make sure that we prioritize our self-care practices as well.
I love that. The Keep It Simple Sexy podcast is brought to you by KO Body Care. Right after I turned 30, something happened that I was not expecting. I noticed the skin on my body was aging faster than the skin on my face. Crepiness, sunspots, fine lines, and wrinkles, they all seemed to creep up overnight. And then it hit me. I've been using all sorts of powerful anti-aging ingredients in my face, but I wasn't doing the same for the skin on my body. So that's when I had that aha moment to create KO Body Care. KO is face grade body care, which means that it's pure and effective enough for the face, but formulated just for the body. We use the same ingredients as high-end clean skincare brands to help skin look smoother, brighter, firmer, and younger. The product that put us on the map was our Body Beautiful Cream. Beauty editors are obsessed with it because it combines clean, natural ingredients, omega oils, green tea, mangosteen, goji berry with clinical actives like hyaluronic acid and CoQ10. It leaves the skin feeling so hydrated, so smooth, so soft, and even gives your collagen production a boost. So are you ready to see what face grade body care can do for you? Then go to kobodycare.com. For our first time users, use the special code KISS20 for 20% off your purchase. Transformation starts from within. Over the past 10 years, Simone has worked as a fitness coach and trainer with some of the biggest celebrities in Hollywood. She's worked with Oscar and Grammy winners, supermodels, politicians, and moms. What she has learned is fascinating. True transformation is not only about the physical body. Simone can give anyone an exercise program or a meal plan to follow. She can train them every day and be there to cheer them on. However, if you're not ready to do the work, you're not going to see the results. And what she means by work is the inner work. You have to address the behavior and patterns and dig deep. You have to believe you are worthy of change and truly love the person looking back at you in the mirror. And this is why Simone designed this online course. It's accessible to anyone, anywhere, anytime. She'll give you the tools to make the connection between mind, body, and spirit. She'll encourage you to dig deep and learn to unearth your inner light, to take control of your power, and feel strong and confident in your body. If you've tried every fad diet or exercise program out there and still not achieved the results you want, then this is the course for you. Head to SimoneDeLaRue.com. Sign up for Transformation from Within today. Do you feel like now, I mean, we were both trainers, I think, for a long time. I adopted my first child at 35, but then birthed my second child at 38, I think. Maybe 37. I can't remember how old I was at 39. But so we were a little bit later. We had a longer careers, right? And yes, having a child is one thing, even like in the adoption, but actually birthing the baby and your body going through all of that repair, not only physically, but like they say, it's about 3 years for the hormones to even heal. How, as a trainer, has this changed your workouts for you and even your motivation and, you know, just your whole outlook on fitness? Because I know it's changed for me a lot.
Absolutely. You know, when I started 10 years ago, I was single, and I really, you know, I had so many clients who were mums and I literally trained them throughout the whole pregnancy until they gave birth, and then when they were cleared by the doctor to come back again. And as much as I was sensitive to them, and, you know, really tried to nurture them, I actually had no idea what they were going through. And it's not until I myself you know, went through pregnancy and I had a C-section. And so I was out for like 8 weeks. And I remember I couldn't even, you know, sit up in the bed, let alone walk around, when they say walk around the block. And it's like, I'm the fittest person I know and I can't walk around the block. So it was such a humbling experience for me to feel like I was actually coming back to zero and starting my fitness level from zero. So now I have so much more appreciation for women who have gone through childbirth. Like, I think about, you know, I've done it once, imagine like 2, 3, 4 times. I'm like, how on earth, you know, I take my hat off. I'm like, these women are just incredible, you know? And I know now for me right now, I'm, you know, as I said, I'll be 47 next month. And I feel like I'm going to be premenopausal in a minute. You know, it's coming around the corner for me. And that's something else we have to address, that I was like, oh, that's what old people do, you know, and that's going to be me very soon. So that's also terrifying. So now I have a lot more love and respect, and probably a lot kinder when it comes to you know, training clients who are coming back from baby.
Really from anything. Yeah. I think coming from all different walks of life. I remember when this was years ago, because I studied pre and postnatal too. And so I had a lot of clients and, they're like, I can't do jumping jacks. I can't. Now I'm like, I can't do jumping jacks.
Yeah.
Like I totally get tons of pelvic floor. And, it's just, and to take it just a little bit more easy. I think also it's just, before we jumped on this podcast, guys, we were saying I ran in here from my little one waking up, and Simone was her son's nap suddenly changed, so she had to run and put him to bed. And it's like you're living on maybe 3/4 of a tank at all times, not only because your brain is functioning at a higher level to keep a child alive and flourishing, but also just the lack of sleep. And so I think it's really changed the forgiveness I give myself in my workouts. And in Los Angeles and New York and all the big cities, London, everywhere, I feel like we always heard of people, at least we used to, like doing 2-hour workouts and 3. And I would do that all the time. And as a trainer, you're really doing that. We were always there. And I just feel like I found that balance a lot more. And I love that you're bringing this to the clients through the inner transformation, because whatever your goals may be, whether it's to tone up, whether it's to lose weight, just that positive speak to yourself in the mirror, that reduction of your stress upon yourself, the pressure that you're putting upon yourself, getting there is actually, you're going to hit your results even without doing those workouts so much faster, right? Stress really puts that weight on us, or takes it off if you're somebody that loses weight, very quickly, and you want to put some muscle on, which I have tons of girlfriends like that as well. Lucky gals.
Yeah. I always say to clients, they come to me and say, my goal is to lose 30 pounds. My goal is to lose 40 pounds. And I've taken clients through this journey, and they've lost the weight, and they look in the mirror and they still don't love who they see. So this is another key to what's made me do this course, is like, unless you love the person that you are inside, losing those 30 pounds is not going to bring you the happiness that you think it will. So you have to do the inner work first, and then the weight that comes off is just a nice little gift. It's icing on the cake. But that's been a really interesting and fascinating journey to see when people get to, their goal weight and they're still miserable.
And we do. And unfortunately, we see that a lot. And not in Hollywood, not that it's just the stars. It's just everybody, when they're around this whole climate of being seen, being known for being seen all the time. And it is truly about evolving to just love yourself where you're at. And I think that's something too, and maybe we should touch upon that in fitness, because I feel like as a fitness model, as a trainer for so long, we were judged upon our bodies. And if you walk in, and I've gained, with my hormonal conditions, I've gained 10, 20 pounds sometimes and had to lose it. And you just feel like everybody is talking about you, or like in their head, and no one probably even notices, but that you're, being judged upon that. And I think through my evolution with the hormonal problems, but with being pregnant and having babies too, I just grew to love every single piece of my body. And is that something, did you have to go through that at all? Did you feel like you had those pressures well before COVID, I'm sure, and something that you worked through before all of that as well? Although I will say, Simone's always in great shape.
No, you're kind. It's the thing. I think the thing for me was, aside from how I looked, it was my strength. Like, I'd lost so much strength, and that was such a bizarre thing, like to not be able to walk around the block, to not be able to walk up a flight of stairs without puffing. That for me was like, oh my goodness. And then, I look at my body now, like the skin, I always used to have like a flat belly and a 6-pack. And that was the thing that, I was proud of. And, now my skin is very loose. My hips are wider. I have this skin at the back of my arms, and then I look at my C-section scar with the little bubble there that's never going to go away, the little pooch as they like to call it. But then I look at my son and I think, wow, well, I would do it all again, and I would give up everything for him. And then I just think you have to learn to accept that our bodies change. We can't always look like we're 21. Like we should be celebrating the fact that women are aging and how we look, rather than us always constantly trying to look younger and trying to look younger, which I know is, very difficult. And I don't know about you, but recently I felt, because my brand's been around for 10 years, I feel like the vintage trainer, like there's so many young and up and coming trainers now that are like half my age or half our age, that, we're competing against. And so that's been a bit of a journey for me as well, to just, step back and accept that and go, I had my time, and I'm evolving now in a different way as a woman.
We still have your time, but it's just different.
It's different. Yeah.
Yeah. Our clients have evolved with us, but I feel that way too. I have a girlfriend. I love her. She's like 27 or 28. And once in a while I'll have her train me and I'm like, I feel vintage when she trains me. But I love it,
Yeah.
but I totally understand what you're saying. But, I think that's what was missing potentially before, when we even first started out. There weren't clients for women who were at our age at that point. We were in our 20s. Yeah. So now we're saying, like, it's okay. These are workouts for if you've had joint pain, if you've had babies, if, you've had a torn knee, or if you're just tired today, then you can take it here instead of the old go, 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 push, 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 push.
Absolutely.
It's that evolution of balance. Okay. Well, I think that we've talked a lot about fitness. Nutrition is a huge part of it as well. And I would love any guidance that you may have in what you provide your clients, your moms, your celebrities, and keeping them on track and really helping them to reach those goals, and like a sample of what you love to eat in a day, some of the basics.
Yeah. I mean, it really is 80% diet, 20% exercise. No matter how much we exercise, it really depends on what we're putting into our bodies. But whenever I have a client, I will discuss with them what they're eating. I ask them to write like a food journal so I can see what they eat in a day. But I always actually, send them out to a nutritionist or nutritionalist, however you say it in the US. You say it different to us in the UK. But to a dietitian, to basically give them a program, because I'm not qualified to do that. Even though I've obviously worked as a trainer and I've worked in the industry for 10 years. But, it's not rocket science. It's like you have to think about what are your calorie intake as opposed to how much exercise you're doing. If you're eating more than the amount of fuel that you're burning, then you're obviously going to put on weight. So I always like to tell clients to think about it like that. But I try not to focus too much on the food element, because people can become very obsessive over it. So I always say, I talk to people about eating to fuel your body, eating to fuel your exercise. Like if you think that you're going to exercise at 8 a.m., then you need to, eat an hour before and make sure you eat an hour after you exercise. Thinking about, having the energy to take care of your kids, to, rather than obsessing over calorie counting and, size, meal servings, etc. Because I think it can send women crazy. I've never, apart from the TV show, but I've never really put a client on a scale, because once again, I think that can make women tailspin, so it's like, let's just focus on how you feel. Let's focus on your measurements. Let's focus on how you feel in your clothes.
Yeah.
As far as what I eat in a day, I'm very boring. Like people think that I'm going to say, I eat some mung bean from the African rainforest or something like that. And I just eat real foods, whole foods, organic when possible. Like I will have, eggs and avocado on toast for breakfast with a cup of tea. Then I'll have, a sandwich for lunch, and I'll have a protein and vegetables for dinner. And obviously, some fruit in between for snacks. but try and drink a lot of water, but it's nothing, crazy. I just say to focus on eating. I always like to eat real foods opposed to having a shake or having a bar or anything like that. I think that you can get more nutrients and protein from, actual food. But in nutrition,
yeah. I mean, we're all about keep it simple. And that's, the thing that people are so confused, and there can be so many rules on things, and it's the same thing. All you're saying is just to eat real foods. And if you are eating real foods that are not out of a box or out of a can, I agree. I don't think that you have to measure it, count it. Your body, you'll start. And if you're eating to fuel, then it's like you can't eat that stuff because you're not fueling your body. You're going to feel tired. You're going to feel moody. It's not fuel. Right. So when we focus on how we feel after we eat, and what it's really there to do, I think it automatically starts to adjust your diet. Absolutely.
It's like thinking about, I don't know, the more obsession that you have over it, like anything, there's more restrictions. And so therefore, when you end up binging because you're like, I want that chocolate cake so bad and I can't have it. And then rather than just having a tiny taste, you end up eating the whole cake, So I was always like big believer in everything in moderation. Don't drink during the week, but if there's one night on the weekend that you want to have a glass of wine, then go for it. If you want to have pizza and burger and fries on a Sunday as a treat, go for it. Like, don't completely restrict yourselves, because we want to set up, and I say to all of my clients, this is a lifestyle. This isn't a quick fix. This isn't, I'm just going to reach this goal and then the wheels fall off. Like, this is how I live for the rest of my life. So yeah, you can allow yourself some treats for sure.
I love that balance and who wants to, I admire people who are very strict, but I don't want to live that way. Like, I want to enjoy my life, and I don't want to be thinking about these things so much, like every single day working out and having that time. I mean, if it's something that you enjoy, that's great. But like one morning a week or two, I want to sit there and I want to meditate or foam roll or be with my girls or whatever else it is. But that's what I want to do. Take a bath.
Yeah.
Like, that actually happens. Like, I have.
No.
So to wrap it up, we do a speed round, but right before that, I would love just a few top tips. So what are, maybe 2 top tips for women who keep falling off the bandwagon? They're trying to hit those goals, and they just it's something mentally, it's something here.
Yeah, just have a look at, try and examine your behavior and your patterns. Like, what is it that's stopping you from succeeding? And it's usually a lack of self-worth, or it's usually a lack of confidence or belief. Yeah, really believing that you're worthy of achieving the results that you want. So it's a little bit deep, but I would say just sit and be still and just think about what it is that's stopping you from being the best version of yourself.
It is deep, but it is a deep result that we have to get to, right? Or we continue to kind of run on that hamster wheel and never hit what we truly need out of, especially our health and our wellness, which is about feeling good and taking care of ourselves. And then top, 2 tips for women who are working out. They're eating a balanced diet, but they don't seem to be hitting the results, whether it's, typically it's like losing weight, getting to that goal wherever they want.
Yeah, I would say examine your workout. Like, what's your intensity level? Because I always say you can get an incredible workout in 10 to 20 minutes if you're working at 100% intensity. If you do a half-hour, 45-minute workout and you're just, not giving it your all, that's definitely a main reason. Also, maybe get a trainer and check that you've got correct technique and form, because we all know, like, doing a donkey kick, and if you're not activating your posterior chain, then all you're going to do is get a sore back, so get a mirror and have a look in the mirror and see if you're doing it correctly. And then finally, make sure, go to the doctor, get your hormone levels checked. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you drinking enough water? Are you eating enough? Sometimes women think, I'll just starve myself, or I'll cut out these meals and that'll help me lose weight. But as we get older, that actually slows down your metabolism. So it actually you'll be running against a brick wall.
Absolutely. And probably losing the muscle mass, which then also decreases the metabolism even more. I love it. Those were all amazing tips. Okay. So our speed round here for you. You mentioned it, but do you eat breakfast later or do you do intermittent fasting?
It depends. Like if I'm also working towards a goal, if I'm filming for the app or I'm filming for, a TV show or something, I will do intermittent fasting because you do see results when you do it correctly. However, if it's just a normal day, which has been with COVID for the past year because there's been nothing happening, I would definitely eat breakfast. Yeah.
You keep up with the kid, right?
Yeah.
And what's your favorite morning ritual?
I think just having a moment of gratitude. Like I really wake up now and, my son will come into our bed, and before I look at my phone, I just will have a moment of just being present in the moment and just being really grateful for the fact that, I was able to have a child. Because as I said, I had one so late when most doctors said that I couldn't, and just really focusing on the simplicity of just the family unit and just feeling like I have everything that I need right there in the bed with me.
I love that. And I think we're just going to leave it at that because that's really what our health is all about. It just starts with that gratitude for everything around us and just start to offer that, that gratitude and that happiness to everybody else. You are so beautiful, and I can't wait to see you in person again. Be back for the class. We'll drag our kids in someday for the rebounders. The kids love the rebounders, right? Yeah. My daughters
when
do.
They get a little bit older, I have to create a kids class for sure.
Yes. Oh, you can have Remy to be a sample. She's a nonstop one. Well, thank you so much, Simone. I hope everybody enjoyed your time here and your guidance from this amazing Hollywood spectacular trainer. And, who is not only guiding us in our fitness with some amazing tips on that and nutrition, but really getting to the root of it, of feeling your best starts from that transformation from within. You can find her new program, which I'll be diving into, on SimoneDelarue.com. You can find her on social media at Body By Simone or SimoneDelarue.official. And that is also it's nicknamed the BBS method. So I'm sure there's a bunch of hashtags for that as well. And of course, you have tons of workouts on your app too. So thank you, Simone. We loved hearing from you today. And thank you all for joining us on Keep It Simple Sexy. I hope that after today's episode, you're ready to step into your power, do the inner work and the outer work to be the best version of yourself. You can visit today's notes of today's podcast for bulleted highlights of actionable steps you can apply to your daily health routines. Thanks for listening. Make sure you're subscribed and feel free to share this with a friend who needs to hear it. Have questions you need answered? Text me at 1-310-361-8697. Make sure you're following me on social at Christine Bullock, and have a healthy, happy week. See you next time.